We should record some video, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, I think so.
We should include some type of visual elements to our podcast.
Did you ever see that meme with Sean Connery, and he says, a book fell and hit me on the head. And then the line below it says, I blame my shelf. It's pretty good, right?
My shelf. That's
pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
It made me laugh. Okay.
I'm down with that.
Here we go. Nicole, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's record.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Here we go. Begins in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the final score, episode 165 for Wednesday, July 23rd, 2014. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final score. This is the final score, the video game podcast for the rest of us. My name is Scott Johnson. I'm joined by Nicole. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hi, and Brian. Hello,
Hi,
Brian.
hello. Hello, hi, Scott. How are you?
Fine.
Know what I'm ready to do?
What?
Dance?
Let me guess, you're going to
I'm
say,
watching
talk
you
about
dance.
playing video games. Is that what you're going to
Talk
say?
about playing some video games.
Ah, that's a shocker. I've never heard you say that before. It's not like you start every week with that statement. I like it, man. Don't go changing.
No, never.
Me neither, where I can't pronounce anything. Hey, we're back. It's time to talk about video games. On the eve, was it the eve? Yeah, tomorrow Comic-Con San Diego kicks
Thursday.
off.
Yep.
And while it's
5 days old fun.
it's not the biggest game news conference in the world, it is certainly one where stuff can happen. Things can be revealed. We have a few stories about what we know, but
It's a big venue.
Sure.
Gamers go.
Yeah.
sure.
I think I remember the reason I came on this show for the first time was I was reporting on Comic-Con
Yep.
news.
Reporting live.
Reporting live.
Nicole Spag in the crowd, and you said, "Hey, Stan Lee signed Mark's penis or something."
iPad. Close
Oh,
enough.
sorry, iPad.
iPad.
And you were talking about some of the game stuff you saw on the floor there.
Yeah.
And-
the Spider-Man's game.
Oh, that's right. Back in the this would have been the first. No, wait. Was it the rebooted Spider-Man, or was it? Yeah, it would have been.
It was when you could play alternate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But could you like shoot a web? I mean, was that like part of the game
It was
mechanic?
all
Always.
webs.
You always shoot
course.
webs. Yeah,
course.
yeah. Do you think you have a Spider-Man game without shooting webs? I think not.
That would be a horrible Spider-Man game.
But we don't know. I mean, we don't have any idea about big surprises. This could be used as a venue for somebody to make a big announcement, but usually not. Like Blizzard goes, but they just do a booth with swag. And
It was a lot of fun. I remember DCUO was there, and
Oh, right.
they released a lot of news on that game. I haven't been able to get tickets since.
game's still good, by the way. That DCUO game still
Free
going
to play.
strong. Yeah, they're making money. It's doing all right. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that and more here as we get going. But let's start with what we've been playing. Hey, what are you playing? My usual stuff: World of Warcraft, Diablo, that kind of stuff. Hearthstone
Yada,
got a big update with the Nax Ramus expansion. It's a single-player adventure mode thing, and
Have you tried it yet?
Oh yeah, I like it a lot. It's good.
Oh, I need to download it.
It's good. It's kind of more my speed. I'm not really into the competitive scene, you know? Like, I just get my butt handed to me. I'm not very good. I never feel like my decks are very good.
Oh, here, are you missing this? Here's your butt. There you go.
Yeah, there's your butt. I'll go and, like, look up decks and say, well, I'll try that. And then I think I'm doing okay, but then I think, well, I don't know. And then I'll go look at the deck, and someone will say, that was so last week. Here's this week's deck. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Can't we just settle on some damn cards? So then I never feel like I know what I'm doing. And it's not like I don't have friends who are really good at it, a.k.a. freaking Dills, the freaking Wonder Monkey. He can give me an advice I need anytime.
I tend
Wait,
to
if
just
I gotta-
ignore everyone.
Right.
Just play.
I've got a game for you guys then.
What?
You just wait until my review of Swords Poker comes
Swords
into play.
Poker.
because-
I think I've played Swords Poker.
right.
I
because
think. I'm not sure.
If you know how to, if you're not a one of those those RPG kind of card kind of people,
Yeah.
and you just kind of like you just want to play some poker. I've got a game for you. It's kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah, a hybrid. I've played either it's this game, and you'll explain it to me, or it's one like it that I played
Right.
once, and I don't remember when that was. But I remember playing a game where, for me to progress, I had to play a good game of poker.
Right. Well, right now it's currently cruising at a great 3 out of 5 stars on iTunes. So
that's
you
not
know
bad.
It's got to be good.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
So yeah, I like it though. This Hearthstone thing is a single player thing. You play the old Naxxramas raid. It's all very familiar. The only wing open right now is the Anacrid wing, which is all spiders and stuff.
Is Mr. Bigglesworth there?
I hear rumors. I hear rumors about that cat. But you remember, you ran that a lot back in the day.
I did.
It's a very fun, really cool.
Yeah,
They've
it
brought
really
it back
is.
from the dead twice. They had it the first time was a huge hit back in vanilla, and then they reintroduced it and level capped it up to 80 when Wrath of the Lich King came out, and that was awesome. So much fun to go through there again. So seeing it in this perspective or this way is really interesting. You remember these bosses. You see them do some of the same mechanics they did in the raid. That stuff's really weird. The first expansion is free. So the first wing, rather, the spider wing, is totally free. You run through that. There's different challenge modes, heroic, normal, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of stuff to do. And you get a bunch of cards you can't get anywhere else. So that's happening. Next week, they launch the next wing. I don't know which one's next. I forgot to look. And those cost money. So if you want to pay real money or gold, in-game gold, you can to play the remaining wings. I'm just going to throw down the $20 it costs for the whole season or for the whole
It's like
deal.
600 gold.
Yeah.
Because you can use your gold.
Totally
if you
can
have
use gold, yeah. But most people will be like, you know what? I'm going to use the gold for in buying packs and also running arena and stuff like that. I'll just spend the money here. That's what a lot of people are saying to me anyway. But in theory, you could just play for free like always and just earn enough gold and do it.
Sure.
Here's the deal, though, about this. If you don't play the Spider Wing now, for the first month, that is free to play. After the first month goes by, then that costs as well. So if you want to get in now's the time to unlock that basically and play it.
So once you unlock it, is it replayable?
Yeah, oh yeah. Replayable in both normal and heroic. You got to beat it in normal first, and then you can open it, and then you can play it in heroic or normal again if you want, or the class challenges and all that stuff. But once you've unlocked it, it's yours.
Awesome.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's
That's
not like
good.
in a
I
month
like
it'll
that.
suddenly gate you off again. No, it's really good. They're doing free to play right. They're doing free to play right with this game from the beginning
Language, Scott Johnson.
all the way now. What'd I say? What'd I do?
Nothing. Maybe they won't notice. Just keep going.
Did I swear? I didn't swear. Did
No,
I?
you didn't swear. You just said something that was quite.
Vagina?
Yes, it. That was the word.
All right.
Peanut.
You didn't feel it
Penis.
slip out of your mouth?
Virginia? I don't know what I said. So there's that, and it's fun. So play it. It's a little laggy, but that's probably better by now. Yesterday was day one, and things got a little nuts on the servers, and it was a little hard. But I did a little video preview. If people want to check that out there, it's floating around on my Twitter account, and you can watch that. Okay, Destiny beta. Played a bunch of that. I think I'm done till release though.
What?
Here's
Did
why.
you get to level 8?
No, but this is the problem.
You're not playing with anyone, are you?
Not that. No. I like it. I love it, in fact. This is the problem, is that I like it. I don't want to see any more of this because all that stuff's going to be gone when the beta's over. I want to wait till I can play this with my friends and have meaningful save, like everything I do is being saved and not
But it
wiped.
is meaningful. We're playing and having a good time.
Okay, that part, yes. That I agree with you there. There's fun to be had, but I'm just saying progression games, I don't like beta testing them because it's gone.
I hate that we could only have 3 people in a party.
Yeah, that part's dumb. But it's a limited beta, and there's a lot of stuff
I
they're
know.
holding back, and
Yeah,
a lot of repeated environments again. There's a lot more here than there was with the alpha for sure, but
Have you been in since they've brought it back up online?
I have not. No, not since.
Because I think if you log in, there's a certain day. If you log in, you get a bonus something. I want to see. It's
what is it?
July. I'll have to. You keep going. I'll find it.
Okay. You know what I like about the voice actors in this game? Let me tell you about them here real quick. You got your Peter Dinklage. He's a little more robotified now for the little helper robot, which is fine. He's fine. I don't think he's particularly great, but he's fine. But
I don't think they re-recorded his line.
No, they're the same. They were never going to. I don't know why people thought they were going to. Those are
because
done.
they wanted it.
All they did, they're just doing post production on his stuff to make him more robot-y, and that's not to fix it. That was going to happen either way. So it's fine. It's not terrible. It's fine. But the dude who's kind of like your Obi-Wan Kenobi spiritual advisor dude, telling you what you need to do, and also narrates a bunch of the early stuff about the history of what happened to Earth and the galaxy and all this stuff, is Bill Nye, not Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh, good.
The other one, who you know as Slarty Bartfarst in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. You might also know him from that movie, the Christmas British movie with all the actors in it. I can never remember the name of it.
Scrooged?
Nope. Not it.
Nope. Guess again.
Anyway,
Brian.
a million other things. He was Davy Jones, the octopus face guy in the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh, okay.
He's in a million things. He's the chief. I think it's Vincent. Do I have that right? He's the chief bad vampire in what's that movie called? Oh, Underworld. The first Underworld movie.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know who I
yeah.
mean. The guy's great.
Oh, Love Actually.
Love Actually. There you go. He's the aging rock star in Love Actually.
Now you're talking what Nicole understands.
Yeah, of course. Movies, awesome movies. That movie's
I'll have
great.
you know, that is Ibbott's favorite movie.
It is. It's
Is
one of
it
my.
really?
It's easily one of
Yes.
my favorites too. I love
Yeah.
it. If I have any favorites in the category
Sexist.
of quote unquote romantic comedies, that movie
That's a great,
holds
yeah.
a very special place there because it's really, really good. So, hold on a second. I got to answer this text. Sorry, hang on. Yes, is the answer.
I got to answer my cat.
While you're
All
answering,
right, I
that,
answered it. What'd you
I
find?
found the beta is on this Saturday. Bungie isn't saying what kind of reward you'll get, but they want you to log in this Saturday, July 26th, at 2 p.m. I guess that's Pacific time, 9 p.m. GMT.
GMT.
Is that right?
It's
9?
9
What's
PM?
PDT?
PDT. Oh, that's Pacific
Daylight.
Daylight
Okay.
time. So
Okay.
that's
So
that's
that's-
California.
Okay,
Or you.
so 2
That's
p.m.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't say what the reward's going to be, but if you log in at that time,
Is it a
that
permanent reward though, or is it
day, I
just
have to
some?
imagine.
Is it just some dumb beta reward?
No, I'm sure it's probably going to be attached to your account.
Okay. All I know is what I want in this world more than anything else.
Oh, in-game emblems.
Oh, well, that's kind of lame.
Could not have been more disappointment.
know, right?
Just said, oh,
That's
emblems.
okay. Emblems are fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm no hater. I'm no Bill hater. But I
wanted cash.
But I am I am interested in this game as a long-term experience, and I'm very interested in how it's going to play when the finished game's out with all the extra stuff. But more importantly, I just don't want to waste a bunch of progress. And I hate that about betas. And it's only when they're really good I start feeling this way. It's like, ooh, this is good. Ooh, I don't want to play anymore because I'm going to blow it. I'm going to spend all my time and not have any of that progress. I hate
I'm
that.
usually like that too, but I love this game so much I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty
Scott,
excited about it. Yeah.
Can you define a moment, because I know this is a long running hate for you of the beta area with the non-saving of the progress.
Yeah.
Was there a time what game hit you? Because it had to be at least one game in the beginning that you was like all excited, and then you found this monumental
wow.
disappointment. Was it World of Warcraft that set you up
No.
and destroyed you?
No.
No.
You mean a game that disappointed me with its beta?
Yeah, because obviously, like
mean
I
it
said,
wasn't very
you
good
have
or
this-
something, or what do you mean?
You have this deep-seated hate for any progression lost through betas.
Well, I just don't
I mean,
like it. I just don't like to
was there
spend
a
time doing
huge
stuff that I
dramatic-
don't get to keep. That's all.
I got you.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
So there was no huge
Understandable.
dramatic point in your life that
No.
that
No, I don't like it at all. I don't like it on any game. If you gave me, I don't know, Rogue Legacy and said, hey, we're going to wipe that at the end of the month, I'd be like, no, I'm not playing it then. Because these games, their whole value for me, now there's other values to it, but the biggest value is you keep your progression. So a character, you can log into World of Warcraft today, Brian, and your dude will still be where he was when you left him because they saved everything you've done. They didn't get it wiped. They didn't kill it. They didn't take it out. Now, it's the same reason, though, in World of Warcraft. I've enjoyed the beta, what I've played of so far in Warlords of Draenor, but I'm not gonna keep going and cap out and try to find all the bugs and stuff because I don't get to keep any of that progress because they're going to wipe it before release.
Hypothetically, what would happen, Scott, if you came onto your Steam account one day and all your cloud saves were gone? Would you just quit? Would you just say forget it?
No,
And
I'd
just
be real mad though, and I would.
Maybe call in tech support.
Yeah, I'd talk to Steam until they did something for me.
You know that
Ooh, that would
there's
really
a
piss
tool
me
out
off.
there that can help you with your saves, like have a backup of your saves.
Is it just a hard drive backup? Because that'll do it. You can just back your hard drive up.
It's a service, and I'm trying to remember the name of a service.
Sounds like redundant cloud save. It's
it's gamesave-manager.com.
Oh, that's cool. What do you pay for that? Do you know what it costs?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it does cost.
I would assume
Probably
so.
nothing until you lose your games. Pay with your life.
Yeah, that's right. They'll hold you hostage. No, I mean,
so how much you willing to pay for this?
Yeah.
It's free.
I don't know.
it's free. Really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's in theory the cloud saves being lost wouldn't kill me because I'd have a local save. It would just be a matter of me never I don't want to have a hard drive crash the same morning that they have their servers crash and all the saves are lost. Then we're screwed.
Right.
But all the cloud saving does, the only two advantages are, one, it kind of acts as a backup by default, but also it's so that you can synchronize your saves between multiple systems, which I don't use that much. I'm playing on a main computer. But this is true of, all my Diablo progress, that's all cloud. All my World of Warcraft stuff has always been cloud. Yeah. Like all that stuff is now.
This Game Save Manager is something you download and put on your computer.
And it's free.
Well, that's useless because then what's it going to do? Your computer dies? I don't know. I just wanted to complain.
Just go to the website and read about
Son
it.
of a Game Save Manager.
I put it in the chat room.
And it's gamesave-manager.com for those who aren't in the chat room. Too bad you should have been here.
Gamesave.manager.com?
No, GameSave dash.
Dash, sorry. Thank you.
Oh, yes, the old dash that really ruins a website.
Doesn't it? I hate it.
Yeah.
Is that underscore? No, dash.
Scott, I wanted to ask you, what class are you playing in Destiny?
So the alpha I played the Warlock, and I really liked it and think that might be what I end up with. But and almost everyone I talked to is playing that. So I thought this time I'd be different and try that hunter dude. What's he called? He had a hunter or something. Whatever it is. He's more.
Yeah, he's just called a hunter.
Yeah, grenades and weapons. That's really his thing. So I tried that. I really like him too. So I'm actually kind of torn now. I don't know which one I'm going to choose.
Yeah, I played Titan in the alpha, and then I decided to try out the Warlock.
And remind me, the Titan he's just bigger and has more punches, bigger punch.
He's like a tank.
Okay, and you didn't enjoy it as much.
I think I'm enjoying the Warlock a lot because you have that ability to douche. You know what I'm talking
You have the ability to douche, right?
That's my favorite new phrase. He's got the ability to douche.
You can see my hands. You put your hands out, and you're like, douche.
Someone's gonna capture that. Right. That was pretty good.
That's the sound it makes.
Hey, hold on. I want to go to. So I'm at Comic-Con. The guys from Bungie are there. I'm asking some questions from the audience. Excuse me. Yes, you in the back. I'm wondering, hey, what does the tank do? Oh, we love the tank because the tank has the ability to douche.
No, that's the Warlock.
Oh, the Warlock. Sorry. Warlock douches.
I don't want to get that wrong.
No. It's like this, blue light that comes from your hands.
Yeah. No, I understand. The blue light from your hands, right? It's getting better by every second.
Oh, I know. I'll just.
So Destiny's beta is good. Destiny's Child is not, but Child of Light is good. So I've connected the two.
It.
So we got it was gifted to me by Brian. Remember his name? Crap.
Free Rangers.
Was it Free Rangers?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Free Rangers.
I
like what you said. Free Rangers.
Free Rangers.
He's very active in the community. He sent me Original Sin, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
You should
I'm
play
really looking forward to it. Yeah.
And he's in the chat room. Why aren't you?
Brian,
Wednesday nights.
Brian.
The final score, 7:30 Eastern. Yes.
Brian, he sent you Shadow Warrior, the new one.
He did. He's my favorite. And I almost didn't get it because Scott Johnson let it sit in his email, lingered in his email.
It was a day. It was probably a day.
That's one day too long.
I know, but I didn't. I was busy. But anyway, I took the gift and very gratefully took it and installed it and played it. And Child of Light is pretty cool, man. Like, okay, so I've been playing that and Valiant Hearts. Valiant Hearts came a few days before that. I want to say Scotty D gifted me that. It was so nice of him.
Who else is awesome? Scotty D.
He is great. He's always cool, and he's always finding these little gems. He's like, yeah, you're probably gonna like this, and he's usually right. I usually do. So I played Valiant Hearts actually before Child of Light, but it's interesting because both of these share the same engine as the Rayman games. What do you call them? The Rayman Legends and Rayman Evolution or whatever it is, whatever the other one is. Anyway, cool, really cool 2D engine, perhaps the coolest 2D engine in a very long time. And these two games take great advantage of that. I'd say Child of Light perhaps even more. partially, you can tell they were aiming for a much more sort of ethereal, painterly kind of experience. Valiant Hearts is a little more gritty, but also still does great stuff with that engine. I'll just talk about both of them kind of briefly. Child of Light came out a while ago. It's this year, but I don't remember how many months ago. It's the combat is very Final Fantasy, JRPG sort of enter battle mode, choose your skills, knock down the other guy. Using the mouse with that little creature dude is cool.
The little firefly.
Yeah. And I'm not doing controller on this one because I kept reading that the best way to play is mouse with that character.
I love it with the controller.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
I'm playing it on the PS4.
Did
you know that Child of Light has a demo? I am so sorry to interrupt you. But
probably.
Yeah, Child of Light demo.
We should play it, Brian. Play it.
That was actually how I tried it out at first. The demo on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I can't speak to how the controller works because I'm on PC and it's running great with a mouse. So I don't really have any complaints, but it's real pretty. I feel like I'm watching a watercolor painting come to life every time I turn it on. And I'm not super deep in there yet, but I've done, I don't know, half a dozen battles and I've worked my way through the story a bit.
Who have you collected in the party?
I don't remember. I may not have anyone yet.
No, you should. You should have the Jester.
I don't think I have him yet. I think I have. Well, I have the little head creature that I can move around with the mouse.
Yeah, you have the little firefly. That's the first. But he's like a side.
Yeah, he's
character.
Like a extra dude or whatever.
You're going to start building up your party.
Yeah, I've got no other party members, so I've done like 6 fights and that's it. Like I'm not far enough to do any of that yet, but I'll get there because I'm digging it so far. I just barely sort of dug in yesterday. I haven't had much of a chance to play it.
You're going to be able to level all of those characters up and choose different abilities and create all kinds of stuff.
This is cool because I don't really like Final Fantasy as a series because I never really got into the kind of characters and the kind of anime kind of thing that is. It's just not my style, but this totally is. And I've always liked the Final Fantasy combat system. I just didn't like the game as much. This is way more my speed.
I hated how Final Fantasy in the earlier games, you never knew when you were going to go into a battle.
No, random battles suck.
I hated it. It would scare me every single time.
Well, it's not just that. It's just my least favorite mechanic. I want to choose what I want to do. I always appreciate a game where I can choose when I want to get into a fight.
I'm gonna
and that's what this one does. It doesn't.
I'm going to argue with that.
Okay, argue with it. Give me a reason because I cannot believe you have a leg to stand on with this. Go.
Well, absolutely. How can you not like a random fight? I mean, you're going along.
Hey, good point. I'm going to change my mind.
Hold on a second. That was my opener.
All right.
Oh my God.
There's more. Go.
There's more. So yeah. So I mean, you could pick your own path, but some people like me like to have our path chosen for us.
Okay. Is that your closer? What is that?
That's my closer. You're done.
That's a terrible argument.
Thank you.
You don't want to think about, I should fight that
walking
stick.
I don't want to think that's the reason why I like random battles.
But see, the walking stick is in your path, and you can just fly over him. You don't have to engage.
You don't have to. Now, you might need to because you need the XP or you need the leveling or whatever, but I want to choose when I get to grind. I don't want to have the game tell me. I can't stand that thing where you're like running along. You're like, I'm almost there.
Oh, I hate that too.
I guess you would prefer a minesweeper that had no mines. Is that what you're saying?
No.
It would just show you, and then you could just click around them. That'd be the best game ever.
I would prefer that, yes.
Okay. Actually, I don't like Minesweeper much either.
I hate Minesweeper.
Kind of a good point.
Random encounters. Random
encounters have always sucked. They've never been good. Okay? They haven't. Look, there are things to like about Final Fantasy, and I'm not besmirching fans of the series. They're certainly out there, and they are entitled to their opinions, but I have never been able to... I cannot hold with random encounters. Any of these RPGs that are JRPG style that let me pick when I want to fight, like that Mario and Luigi game I played on the 3DS last year and loved, I am in your camp. I am in your debt. You are good people to me. All right?
Right.
There you have it. What else? Valiant Hearts. Really cool. That game is cool. It's World War I. Okay? That's the story here. No one ever does games about World War I, which is interesting. It's a fascinating war. They give real history, but the style of the art is very unique. Very, it's cartoony, but not in a way that's goofy. It's just very stylized characters. There's these very different characters that you play, and they all kind of intersect in the same story in very different kind of strange ways. It uses that engine again. It's beautiful. It's sad. It is hardcore kind of story elements that make you go, oh, man, that guy is going to die. I mean, it's really, really well presented. The gameplay mechanics in it are not amazing. It's kind of an adventure game where it's like, I got to find a lever to turn this thing, or I got to solve this puzzle to get out of this place. It's fine. It's all workable. But where it really shines is the story is really intense, and the characters are amazing. Cannot recommend that one enough. So far, that thing's great. I also played Shovel Knight. Did we talk about that last week? We may have.
You had mentioned that you were going to play it. I don't think you played it yet.
Okay, so Shovel Knight, I think that one was also gifted to me now that I think about it. Man, people have been so generous last week.
I know,
It
right?
sounds like fun, though. Shovel Knight.
Oh,
It
JJ
sounds
gave
like-
it to me. That's who it was. JJ Valentine. He did that because of some other stuff that he thinks I did for him,
Well, the
but I told him he
Valentine's
didn't have to. But anyway, and happy father of twins to him and Renee. Well, she's the mother of twins. But
Congratulations.
anyway, Shovel Knight it was a Kickstarter originally. It is, okay, there are a lot of games that you can go buy now on Steam or elsewhere, whatever, consoles, various platforms, that are attempting with all their might to look like an old NES game. You know, like an 8-bit looking game with the music and the sound and the visuals and everything else. But every time they do that, usually there's like, oh, well, you'd never have these lighting effects in 1988. Or you'd never have that kind of music quality was not coming out till maybe 3DO or something. Like they take liberties, right, to make it seem seem like it's retro, but then there's some things that kind of update it. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I kind of like that. I'm cool with the mix of those things. However, these guys set out to make a hard platformer, a la like Mega Man or Metroid, like one of those old harder games.
Right.
And have it look just like it's coming off a cartridge in your NES. And they freaking nail it. Like, nail it. There's no cheating. There's no like, oh, that doesn't look right for that era. Any of that stuff. You feel like you are playing a straight-up old-ass video game. In all the good ways, though. Very challenging. Super satisfying. Great controls. Very tight on the controls. It is available currently on Vita, PC, and maybe that's it right now. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Vita, 3DS. So you can get on either one. I like it a lot, like a whole lot. And it's got me maybe more hooked than any of the games I've mentioned in terms of me wanting to just sort of keep at it. I don't know what's going on there with that thing, but you're this knight with a shovel, and that's about all you need to know. You just kick ass with it.
Right. It's kind of like, it looks like an Altered Beast or Shinobi or something kind of like that.
Well, it's very Castlevania-esque kind of, like Metroid or Mega Man. It's very similar to that.
Right.
It does not scroll, though. You go screen to screen.
Right.
Kind of like, I don't know, Abe's Odyssey or freaking Flashback or games like that, where you get to the edge or you take the ladder up and then the whole thing shifts up and now you're in a whole new zone. It's not like Mario where you're constantly scrolling the, left to right. It's not doing that.
Right.
So you can go back and you can unlock secret areas and, there's all kinds of different weapons, or not weapons, but creatures to fight and stuff. The bosses are super tricky and you don't really know what you're doing at first and you die a lot, but then you're like, no, wait a minute, I can figure this out. And then you eventually do, and it's super satisfying. I just don't think anybody's made a game like this since that era. It's been a very long time. If they have, I can't think of one. Maybe the closest thing to it in terms of, I don't know, like quality anyway, would be like Super Meat Boy when it came out.
Right.
And that game took all kinds of liberties with next-gen technology. This is straight up like, you could put this on a cartridge and a damn NES could play it. And that is the truth. And in this case, I think it's a good thing. The color palette's super sparse, but it's really well used, and it's just fun. The writing's really good. It's funny. The fact that you're just using a shovel all the damn time, it's a hoot.
Right.
It's a hoot.
Free Ranger says that I can get this on my Wii U, all three of us.
Can you?
Yeah, so.
Oh, I was unaware of that. Well, I don't have a Wii U, so I can't get it on my Wii U.
Then I can play it with my big giant Wii U remote.
Yeah,
It'll be
is that what you're calling it now? Wii U remote? Okay, got it.
Wii U remote, whatever you want to call it.
Finally, I played a bunch more Marvel Heroes 2015. It's still fun, still great. I know I talked about it last week, so I won't belabor the point, but they made a hell of a Diablo ripoff in a superhero universe, and it's gotten better and better over time, and I think it's very good, really good. And it's free, so there's no excuse. Just play it and have some fun. One thing that's really nice is they basically made all the overworld areas, like the cities and the sewers or whatever kind of common areas, have you and a million other players in there all the time, right? Trying to get to your quests or get to new zones or whatever. And while you're in there,
right,
you can level up your dude just by grinding through enemies if you want. You can just go through there, kill stuff, and level quite quickly. Or you can just keep going through your quest, or whatever. There's a lot you can do. But what's nice is if you've got a main character, like I've got the Punisher up to level 20 or something, and I want to go back and work on Hawkeye, who's only level 3. I can take him into his a zone appropriate for his level, and I level up in like 4 or 5 levels in 10 minutes. Like they're not making that a barrier. They want you to be able to quickly catch up and be back up to where your other characters are. So that stuff's kind of nice, and I'm really enjoying it. I think people would like it if they just gave it a chance. So that's Marvel Heroes 2015, available on PC right now. Brian, tell me about Terra Tech and why I should give 2 craps about a game called Terra Tech.
Right. Terra Tech is a build and shoot game. So at first, when you look at it, it's been compared to Minecraft and that sort of thing. Basically, you start in this randomly generated world with crystal trees and the such, and you start out with blocks, random blocks like Lego blocks, but they're smoother. They're more like maybe like something you see like in a 70s movie. It's kind of like those silver crate kind of things. You know what I'm talking about?
It's another Minecraft build and survive game. Is that what this says?
Well, yes, but there is it's more like an arcade version. It's very simple. It's very early still. It's very early on in development, and basically you start out and you have these blocks that they give you, and you have like a block and a couple of wheels and a cab or an engine that propels the vehicle you're in. So what you have to do on top of that is you get to pick up a little weapon like a machine gun. You put that on top of there, and it shoots out little BBs. Pew, pew,
is that an early access game, or how you say it's early in development? What's going on there?
It is early access, and I played the demo.
Oh, you played the demo? Yeah.
I just played the demo. Terra Tech on Steam, easy to find.
They should have researched their name first, because I just Googled Terra Tech, and it's some like plant company.
It is.
Really?
When I went to go,
yes,
yeah,
I put the link in the Skype.
Oh, you're kidding me.
It is.
Terra Tech.
It
Changing
totally
the world
is.
one seed at a time.
Oh my
One
gosh.
seed at a time. But okay, so
Oops.
all right, so
Oops.
you land on this planet, and you've got a couple of AIs out to kill you, and they also have randomly generated blocks and weapons, and they come at you, and you have to destroy them. Once you destroy them, you can collect the components and continue to build a larger vehicle. So that's what I did. I started collecting everything, and like within 5 minutes, I had this giant monstrosity of a 18-wheel vehicle with lasers and cannons and jetpacks and everything on it.
They're running a Kickstarter on this right now.
They're running a Kickstarter on this right now. It's very
It's
raw.
not even done.
No,
it's not.
It is
Weird.
very raw.
Can you buy it though now?
You can buy it for like I think
I'm
$5
so
or so.
over games that are not done.
Are you
I'm
sick
tired.
of sick of early access?
I officially am done with Kickstarter.
All right.
But you know what? I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Because I wouldn't kickstart it, but I would purchase it on Steam. It's just a few dollars. I think it's like $5 or something. And just as a sandbox game, it's pretty fun. I would definitely say I've had $5 worth of fun just on the demo. It's very hard to control the vehicle, but I think the potential fun for this game is just astronomical. I mean, if they really could keep going and develop this thing, I think it's going to be a really good game.
Right. Well,
Terra Tech.
All right.
Right now, though, there's not much to look at, but hey, try the demo out. Why not?
yeah, give the demo a try and don't buy it until it's done.
Right. Don't Google it. Just go to Steam.
I'm with
and
Nicole
search
to a
for it.
point. I'm willing to do early access or Kickstarter, but I'm much more discerning now about when I'm going to do it. I'm not going to just back
I've
everything
been
that looks neat.
burned. I mean, you know me. I love Kickstarter, but I've actually have people that I know like didn't come through, and I don't know. I think that's just soured me.
Well, if you bought that the Yog Ventures deal,
no,
you're
I
out.
didn't. But they at least tried to help they gave games out to the people.
Yeah, it's a mess though. It's a
Yeah,
huge mess.
It's a mess.
And I'm worried
It's
about
just-
our little
it's
buddy
just-
over there, if you know what I mean. I'm a little worried about him.
It's a little Gilligan.
Well,
What are you
no,
worried-
just because he inherited that mess. That wasn't something that was not his initiative, and I know he's just in a mile of red tape every day of the week. But yeah, no, there are other examples, and there are other problems. But I'm not even talking. Let's just say I never touched the Kickstarter. Let's say this is just straight up early access, new game on Steam. I'm more discerning about and picky about what I'm gonna pick up early. I'm not just going, ooh, that looks like it could be neat, and then getting it, and then waiting 3 years for them to figure their crap out. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
Well, like I said, if there was some type of like Scott was talking about earlier, he doesn't like to lose his progression. To me, there's nothing to worry about progression here because it's an arcade type game. You jump in, you play for a little while. There's really no point. I mean, there's no point system where you can win, or there's nothing that you can really save where you've a save point or anything. You just get in, you play, random things happen, and that's a lot of fun.
But that's a beta. That's a demo of a finished game that they're continually working on. See,
right.
The case of like Destiny, that's a finished game, which is pretty much ready to box and ship. We're just playing.
Right.
We're doing
and how
some
much-
server
we're
testing.
stressing-
we're stressing.
how much is that game?
$59 when it comes out.
Oh, okay. So that's what you would expect. This is much less.
Well, no, right, but there are plenty of examples where you can do that on a much less.
I'm looking
less
at their
profile
Kickstarter
game.
rewards. There's pledges for 55. There's pledges for 70. I mean, there's pledges all the way up to $1,000 on this game.
Yeah.
Well, would you go give $1,000 to Destiny?
No. But I don't know. It depends on what
It's a
Destiny's gonna
fallacy
give
of
me.
it's a fallacy of comparison. They're not the same
Yeah.
things. The way early access should work is make your pitch, and if it's good enough for me,
Right.
great, I'll do it. But I'm saying less and less of these projects are convincing me that they need my money early. That's all.
Absolutely. I agree with you. There is a glut out there of that going on right now. I just don't happen to think this is one of them. I think this is one of the few fun things. It seems like a very low risk for what you're getting.
How much money do they want if you buy it?
Let's see. Well,
Can't
there.
buy
let's
it
see.
right
Oh, you
now.
keep telling me,
Not
right?
yet.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Kickstarter. Got it.
You get. for
What's the
10
lowest you
10
can do?
Well, on for 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh
What's
no,
the
you can't
least
even
I
do that.
can
It's
do?
all gone.
Oh, they're
15
gone.
pounds. 15 pounds will get you a copy of the final release.
Okay, that's
So
not bad.
15 pounds is like
Like
22,
something like
No,
that.
yeah, that's probably like $19.99 or something.
Yeah, that's kind of high.
Well,
Play the demo.
Just freaking. I'll bet that thing's $14.99 when it hits Steam. I'll bet you.
When it hits Steam and I officially buy it, I would expect it to be fully complete and ready to go. As far as a free demo goes, I had
Nicole,
fun.
we got to remember this. The day when that thing comes out, we got to check and see if Brian bought it. That's our job.
You know what?
You know,
If you
I
do-
love these developers.
do
I
that-
love these small developers. They have big ideas and big
Right.
thoughts, and then reality hits them, and then they go, "Oh, we can't finish it."
Yeah, that
You know-
happens sometimes.
It seems like it's happening more and more.
Yeah, well, I think
That's because there's so many.
part of that
It's-
is so many.
it's-
Part of it
You're
is
seeing
just
the success of companies like Telltale, or not Telltale, but
they don't count though. They existed
yeah.
already.
But they're the one that made. I mean, when they hit 3 million on that Broken Age
Yeah.
game,
Right.
that's when everything changed.
This is a fun evolution for me. Watching Nicole go from. I would love to go back and listen to the episodes.
I know,
of when
me
Oh
Nicole-
no, dude! When she was
optimistic.
throwing money at that Ouya, those were the days, man.
This is the greatest thing ever. Independent developers forever. I love you guys.
Well,
Now
I do-
she's all
I
I
like,
love them,
I
but now I'm seeing the money grab.
No. I'm with Nicole on both ends. I'm huge for indie development. It's some of my favorite game experiences ever have been indie games.
right.
That isn't the problem. The problem right now is this gold rush mentality.
Yes.
And everybody
Absolutely.
trying to get theirs, and you got to just be more asserting. As a consumer, you just got to be picky. That's all.
Yes.
This will all flesh itself out. The bubble will slowly drop. You just got to wait out what makes sense, and don't throw your money at stupid ideas.
You could easily get burned right now.
Yeah, just be careful. Just be careful.
And I'm aware that is the risk, and I take that. But no, you're not getting my money.
That's right.
You're
Don't.
not getting my money, people.
I hope you didn't. I'd like to know how Tug is. So Tug's the game that the Yog Ventures dudes substituted. So that's what they said. We'll give you a code for. And I wonder how that is, because it's supposed to be a similar game. And again, it's like world building, survival, Minecrafty kind of.
Oh, I like the artwork.
Yeah, it looks all right. Curious though how that game plays. Tell me about sword poker. Finally, swords poker. Is it sword poker or swords poker?
Swords poker. I looked this up about 12 different ways that I could find it, and it's actually called Swords and Poker.
Oh, so I have played this game.
Yeah.
So I played Swords and Poker. It's great.
This is kind of like a, it was the app of the week on the iTunes App Store, and so I grabbed it because it looked like, hey, why not? Everybody else is playing card games, why not? And this one's based on poker, so you're still doing that card dueling thing like you would get, but you don't have to be all thinking like you would like, oh, is my character. Does my character have this ability? Does my character have that ability? Who cares? You're playing poker. So you're on one side of the screen, and your opponent, Ape Man, is on the other side of the screen.
Did you play the first one or the second one? Curious.
I played whichever one they had. It says...
Because there's two. There's one and there's two. One was like $2. Two is $4.
Right. The one I got was Swords and Poker Adventures.
Swords
and Poker Adventures. I went through the same thing because I was like, why? It's all over the place.
You sure it's Swords and Poker or Sword and Poker?
Swords, plural, and Poker Adventures.
With an S at the end.
Right.
Oh, this is the Konami thing.
It's the Konami thing.
All right. Yeah, a lot of people think this is a ripoff of the other two. But anyway, it's fine.
Best way to describe it. Hey, I thought it was fine. It worked for me. There's, like I said, you get 4 cards, and your opponent gets 4 cards, and in the middle of you is a common deck of 9 cards, and you have places to place the cards on the outside of that center deck, and what you're trying to do is use the 5-card poker schema. So you're trying to get one of a kind, two of a kind, blah, blah, blah. Is there such thing as one of a kind? There's not. Okay, so 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 of a kind.
Yeah, it's called a bad hand, man.
Right. So if on the surface it's very easy to play. You try to find a hand laid in there, and wherever you play a good hand, it takes away points from your opponent. And sometimes you can get 2 hands going in 2 different directions because you can place them diagonally and horizontally and vertically. So it's a very easy game. So if you're wanting to get into the battle card kind of game, but a little bit put off by the complication of thinking,
the reviews are kind of sour, man. I'm reading some of these. They don't like the in-app purchase stuff, but whatever.
What's funny? I was worried about that at first, but the in-app purchase, they wouldn't even let you purchase anything until you get to like level 2 or 3.
Yeah, but it's after that people have a problem. They're like,
yeah, I think so.
It says you can't get this guy says good luck getting anywhere without shelling out money to get rid of the timer. Then if you do have the money, the gems, or friends to move to the next area, you're screwed. Or if you don't have those things, if you get stuck in an area and there's really nothing to work towards, you have to pay to get out of there. So there's some problems.
Totally do.
Yeah,
there are definitely some problems. I haven't gotten that far yet. I've only played maybe a couple hours.
Yeah,
nothing too deep, and I probably won't play it too seriously because if I want to play a real freaking card game, I'll go play Hearthstone. Right?
Exactly.
So this is just fun for sitting in the doctor's office, got nothing else better to do. Do it, play it, easy. All right. That's my app review.
Don't get Sword and Poker, by the way. The Sword and Poker series, although the reviews are super good, they haven't updated it since 2010, so I would recommend probably not getting that either. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Konami did pretty good with this. And I think it's okay, but like I said, upon further review, I may hate it. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Also played, I was big into demos this week, waiting on my Shadow Warrior to get here. So I played Stick. Also, I played Braveland demo on Steam. I thought this looked cute at first. I was like, hey, this looks cute. It's a little strategy game, turn-based strategy game with cute little characters a la maybe Fat Princess or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe, what was the other? Oh, there's so many of them that are out there. Those little cute little characters. They're so cute, like little kids. Yeah, just like this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you do too? Was it Braveheart?
Oh, Braveheart.
Remember that game?
Yeah, Braveheart's great.
Yeah, characters like that. Little cute little.
Okay, little like, yeah.
Little tinny meat people.
Tubby little meat, yeah.
Yeah, little.
Right, I know what you mean.
Meat people.
Yeah.
All right. So it's turn-based.
Did you say meat people?
Little meat people. Little small meat people. You squish them.
All right.
You squish them with your fingers. No, it has nothing to do with that. All right.
Okay.
Strategy-based game. Everything's laid out in hexagons and that kind of stuff, grid-based.
Sure.
So you're going along your little path, and you're running some obstacles, and you have some guys that you can throw at them. You got some archers, aka Legolas kind of guys.
Yeah.
You got your double knifers. That's the kind of guys I like. They get out there and they can double knife you, and then you got your peons who are your farmers.
Yeah.
They have pitchforks.
Yeah, I'm familiar
All right,
with those. Those are good.
Right. You start out fairly easy. Go against some wolves in the woods. No big deal.
Yeah.
Stab them.
Yeah.
Turn base. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
The dog dies. He whines. What else can you ask from a game?
You can't.
Nothing.
There's nothing left. No.
There's nothing left, and it's actually it's a little bit fun. I'm enjoying the witty dialogue that pops up. There is no voice acting, so I actually whenever I read the witty dialogue, I read it out loud to myself in a witty voice.
Of course you do.
Right, of course I do.
Yeah.
And that's where I have all my fun in Braveland strategy game.
All right.
Demo.
That's a hell of a thing.
Right, it's a hell of a thing.
Pick it up. Put your money where your mouth is. Get it.
Do it.
Nicole, how is South Park? You finished it.
I finished South Park.
Can you even finish South Park?
Yes.
Do you have to kill Kenny?
Don't
I'm
give
gonna be
anything away.
spoiling. I'm
Kenny's
gonna
in that
spoil-
somehow.
Oh my gosh! Really? Did I guess the ending?
You might have.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Wow. All I have to say is I sat down at lunch to finish the last part of it, and it was the worst timing ever.
What do you mean?
And I'm let's just say I had to take my character into a butthole.
Oh, gosh.
my gosh.
All right.
It was so gross, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't eat lunch while I'm doing this."
Oh, I
This is
see. A
butthole.
bad timing eating lunch then. I get it.
Right.
So gross. So
Is the butthole the primary character? Or is it
No, it's
just one-
an environment.
it's an area.
the butthole?
Hey, Brian, butthole's an area.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I'm in.
Oh my god, it was just. If you're easily offended, stay away from this game. I cannot tell you enough. I like to think. I don't think I was offended. I was just like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I got an achievement that I'm actually kind of embarrassed I did.
Okay.
Didn't wipe? Is that the achievement?
No, you go into an abortion clinic.
Oh my gosh. That's hardcore, dude.
It's just it's a horrible game. And it's so wrong and funny and wrong and really, really wrong. And then it gets worse, and then it's just
worse.
I finished it. I couldn't help it. I had to finish it. So, and then Mateo saw me play, and he's like, "Game."
No. No.
So we went through the character creation, and I let him pick and build his character.
Wow.
Oh, he's gonna have nostalgic feelings when he grows up for that, and he's not gonna understand it.
And then you build your character. So he wanted to create a little black boy, and then you pick your class, and he wanted to create it. You could choose thief, which that's how I played. I played a thief.
Okay.
Thief, I think a warrior. I can't remember the other one, but then there's the class or the class of Jew, and he picked Jew.
The class of Jew. Oh yeah, that's right, because you can be a Jew in that. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh God, it
Yeah.
was just.
That game's,
I'm red in the face just talking about this because it's the kind of game you just secretly play,
Of course.
and you're like,
It's like the show.
yeah.
You know, my sister, who everyone thinks is, whatever they think of Wendy, her big guilty pleasure, she could sit and watch South Park all night. And she's not that way about anything else. She doesn't.
Oh, you should get that game for her then.
Yeah, she's moving to Sweden. So I don't know when she'll get to, but
I'm guessing Sweden has the internet, yeah?
they have great internet. Yeah, they have good internet. Yeah. Well, that's good. So you finished it. If you
Yeah,
gave
I
it a
finished
rating
it.
between say 1 and 10, where do you land?
Oh my God. Like, what's the scale?
The scale is how much did you enjoy
It's a butthole.
Yeah, how many
buttholes?
how many buttholes did you give it?
How many
Right.
butthole winks do you get?
Out of 10 butthole winks, how many do you give it?
My gosh.
I guess an 8.
Wow, that's a lot of buttholes.
That is. That's wow.
It's so ridiculous. It was funny.
All right, well you are right
The
up there.
German Nazis. You got to fight German Nazis.
Oh, I love Nazis. Nazis are
That,
great.
that's
Actually,
that's the state of
zombie
grace.
Nazis. That's
Zombie Nazi. Oh my gosh.
Zombie, yeah, the
All right.
zombies.
Well,
Oh my God,
Who
ridiculous.
knew? Who knew they were?
It's up there with Saints Row.
Oh.
I like
okay.
that kind of ridiculousness. In fact, I think it's a little bit more ridiculous.
Oh, it has to be. It's supposed to be. I hope so.
Okay. Well, I
That's
believe
awesome.
you. Hey,
all
Brian,
right,
change your screen from that freaking tank game while we're talking. Sorry.
What
You still got that tank game going there. Oh, hey,
Tank?
hold on. We're gonna add Dan to the call. Hold on.
Which tank game?
Add to group. Did it work? Dan? Hold on. It's doing it again. You guys there?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, we're here.
We're here.
Hold on.
You're talking about the Terra Tech. I got you. I was like, what is he talking
Yeah, the Terra game is still playing on your screen there. All right, hold on. We're gonna call Dan for real. The Skype did its thing again, but it wasn't as bad this time. So here's this right here. Oh, give me some music. How about this?
Intruder alert, intruder alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us now as Dan Patrice enters the room, and we all mark him for death and talk.
Well,
to him.
I love how you guys start talking about buttholes, and you're like, wait, we gotta get Dan.
Bring
Oh, you know
on
what
the
I'm thinking about?
buttholes. Exactly.
Speaking of
Dan
buttholes.
Dan is no butthole. He's a genius when it comes to tabletop gaming, and we've decided to dedicate part of the show every week to a little bit of tabletop talk. And Dan comes bearing gifts of some sort. Dan, what the hell's going on this week?
Oh, not much. I actually decided to go with a little bit of news this week.
Oh, hey.
We're changing it up a little bit.
All right.
So we all remember, I know earlier in the season, I guess earlier this year, we were talking about Pandemic, kind of when we were talking about Forbidden Island.
Yeah.
And I think you guys were familiar with Pandemic.
A little bit. I was familiar in the sense that I've seen people play it, and I've heard about it, and I've seen it on shelves, but that's about it.
Well, it's basically a cooperative game where you're trying to save the world from 4 diseases that are breaking out.
Yeah.
Now, the news has to do with this, but first I want to give you a little bit of background that kind of concerns this news. Now, Rob Davio, who worked over at Hasbro for years, he put out an updated version of Risk. Now, we all know Risk from our childhood. It's kind of long. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. Once again, it's a mainstream board game that has all kinds of cool ideas, but just kind of got homogenized in the, too many. It's just, I don't know. It's like Monopoly. It's like nobody cares.
Right. When you say to people, hey, I play board games, they're like, oh, what do you do, sit around and play Risk all day? Well, it's a lot more than that with some of these other games. Now, what they did was they updated Risk, and they called it Risk Legacy. Now, in Risk Legacy, I'm not sure if anybody's heard of this. Any of you guys have heard of Risk Legacy?
Not yet.
They took Risk, and they put these little packets in there where it's designed to be played over basically 15 games, and the game changes with you. When you first play the game, you have to sign the board to say, all right, we're going to see this through. Now, they have these different packets where it's like the first time somebody gets eliminated, open this packet and things like that. And they'll give you stickers that you actually put on the board. You actually you can name a city after you've won the game. There's actually sometimes when you nuke a city, you actually rip up the card from the game.
What? So you mean you're like in real life, you tear up the card?
Literally tear up the card. Yeah, I mean,
No.
this is something us board gamers are, it makes me shake just thinking about these different things. So the legacy part is just that the game is completely changing with you. And there's really, there's a whole bunch of these packets in there. There's also one packet that I know I would have a problem with. It says, do not open ever. It's just screaming for you. Like, I know you're just sitting there looking at it constantly.
Yeah.
But so what Rob did, Rob got a hold of Leacock, Matt Leacock, who is the creator of Pandemic, and they're coming out with Pandemic Legacy. So they are kind of putting the two together. That was a big announcement this month.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be down the road, but it's going to be amazing to see a cooperative game that you're working with the other people. Now, it could be things like, if you eradicate the disease in one city, maybe it's immune to it, or maybe another city just gets completely wiped out, and you've got to rip up that city card. So, I mean,
Would you have to go flush your meeples? Would that be like
Exactly.
a possibility? That would be
You might have
terrible.
to scrub your meeples and make sure that they're antiseptic on top of the meeples and give them some real antibiotics.
Yeah, trust me. Good idea
So-
all around.
and,
When is this going to be shown? Like not Gen Con, but maybe later? Like what's the plan?
You know what? To be honest, you may see some information about this because there's all sorts of different pandemics that'll be coming out. There's a co-op and there's a dice game. I mean, there's a dice game and then there's one with a trader and there's one where you treat diseases. There's so many things pandemic that I bet you Matt Leacock might even have an early version to kind of talk about, or maybe even just show off the box and to talk about it at a booth. But I bet either Essen you may see some more, or maybe sometime next year you'll see a lot more about it. It was a big announcement. A lot of people were really excited about it. I mean, I think it's a perfect marriage of the two. The two different themes and types of games.
Yeah. Well, I'm into all this. This sounds great. I hated Risk though growing up. Do you want to know why? Because I hated how random it was. I hate how it's just like
random battles and Risk.
Well, not that. Just the whole like your dice, or it's everything to roll your dice. Like that's how everything is determined. And so when you go to battle another nation and you roll the dice and it sucked, well, too bad for you. It's like Vegas every time I played that game.
And they completely changed it where you didn't have to just take over the world. You just have to get a certain amount of victory points.
Yeah.
So if you get do certain things rather than just having to wipe off both your opponents, and you may get a different, when you come back to play the next time with Risk Legacy, you may play a different faction and have different bonuses.
Right. Yeah.
So they changed a lot of that up.
Well,
but real quick, what I wanted to ask you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of the things that have gone on Kickstarter with board games over like the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, a lot.
As you were mentioning, man, it's been some crazy. There was a lady that swore after a funded campaign, she swore the moon was talking to her, the sun and the sunspots. That poor lady, and then there was a company that ran off with about $115,000 for the Doom that came to Atlantic City. That our friends over at Cryptozoic pretty much bailed them out. They just decided that they would make the game and just go ahead and send it out to all the backers.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
that was pretty cool.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Well, it's good to. I mean, I feel like there's going to be certain aspects of the industry, whether it be board gaming or video gaming, where you're going to have some white knights, right? They're going to be able to make good for others even.
It's probably a lot easier for board games because it's only a few $1,000s to actually release a board game. When if it's not the creator, the designer itself, it's like the guy that quote unquote is going to publish it that's running off with the money. The designers, they want this game funded. So if you've got that asset, it's just a few $1,000s, and then think of all the PR you get out of it. Video games, man, you're talking millions of dollars, and they could just go, we couldn't do it.
Yeah, and they don't have to do. I mean,
not be done.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that people are most mad at with that Yogs thing, because you had Lewis Brindley say the words, "We're not." What's the word? We're not responsible to do anything, but we're going to give you this free game. That no one likes that statement. That statement gives everybody pause, and it may be true, but being under no obligation and then doing something about it is good, and they are. But to make sure everybody understands, we don't have to do anything, but we will do something, is kind of a sad side of this. The way I see this all shaking out in the future is that there is a bit of a bubble right now. This is the natural culling of that, the natural weeding out of that kind of problem. And what you end up with is a large majority of people like me. This is how I am. I dread Kickstarters when I've done them because I am so stressed out about making sure I do everything possibly that I can right so I don't screw up and so that I'm ever in a position where I cannot fulfill what I promise. That terrifies me, so I go all these extra lengths to try to make sure I am covered before I even think about launching it. And I got another one coming up this summer that I'm super stressed about, but I'm going to cover all my bases for the same reason. That is most people. They want to be good for what they tell you. They want to be able to give you what you've come for. And we should rest easy knowing that that is going to be the vast majority of these projects.
The biggest problem with putting a project like that is you've got there are people that will complain about the shirt you're wearing, Scott. And that's just I didn't like what Scott was wearing in the video. I'm not backing this.
Right.
There are people that will complain about anything with Kickstarters.
Sure, of course. And you can't get away from those people either.
Oh, not
It's
at
just
all.
like anything else. It all fleshes out. If you're going to do something good and you stick to your word, you're fine. And then just be mindful if you're a person who wants to back things about what you're backing and look at things realistically. If a game developer shows up out of nowhere, has no discernible experience in the business they're in, but makes high claims about all the stuff they're going to accomplish, you might think about that a little bit before you.
Yeah, I mean, you look at people that have the history because my co-host Chris Kirkman is Dice Hate Me Games. And you see somebody that's put out 5 or 6 Kickstarters, and like yourself, you've done a successful Kickstarter in the past. People are going to look at that, and those are the people that you're going to get the loyalty from.
Right.
If you see something, that seems either quote unquote too good to be true, or you see people that there's absolutely no documentation on their Kickstarter page of they have no testing, no videos, no game videos. You're like, whoa, and you're like, how are these people getting $20,000 to back it? And then they like,
Mom.
Mom.
well, and then people wonder when it goes belly up. How did that go belly up?
Yeah. No, it's the same. Yeah, it is a complicated web, which is why I'm so you see these people pumping out. I won't use names, but I know somebody who has done like 3 or 4 Kickstarters in a row, rapid fire style, and they've yet to deliver stuff on the first one. And be watchful for that too. Like serial Kickstarter people, that's a bad sign.
That's what soured me.
Yeah, and I won't say names. But
pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
You know, you get these people that are putting out 3 and 4 Kickstarters down the road just to pay for the first one that they made too good to be true that they have to now got to follow through with and actually put the game out. So then they just keep pumping things out. And just people, I say people are just like lemmings. They're blindly backing all this stuff.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. But it's interesting to also look at it from the board game perspective. And I'm happy that so many of those have gone through and so few have been weird. So let's hope that continues to be that way. And Dan will be back next week to talk about whatever rad thing comes across his table again. In the meantime, don't forget Geek Jock Blog on Twitter.
Yep. Thank you very much.
And where's the show again? Remind people where they can get the show.
It's called the Geek All Stars Podcast. It's mostly board games.
That's
we'll
good.
be putting out our Gen Con preview next week, and the next 2 weeks I talk to you guys. I'm going to be giving you guys things to buy at Gen Con. So
what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, I can't wait. Take it easy, Dan. Stay out of trouble, man.
Hey, have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, Dan.
Love Dan.
We do love Dan. Dan's awesome.
I think Dan needs to change his Twitter handle.
Dan's the man. I'm going to skip a lot of news because we're already in an hour.
Sweet.
A lot of good conversation here, but I am going to mention HBO is promoting a documentary that explores gaming addiction called Love Child. I don't know why it's called Love Child, but listen to this. When the infant of a South Korean couple addicted to online gaming died of malnutrition in 2010, the trial that followed was unprecedented. It was the first legal case that ever saw internet addiction used as a defense. In this movie, which premieres Monday at 9 p.m., part of the network's recently established documentary night. I love that, by the way, that they're doing that. Let's see, executive producer documentary. It talks about the new mobility of gaming and the rise in addiction. There's some Mashable article stuff here that's kind of cool. Anyway, the point is, watch for it Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Or not? Let's see, is that Eastern time? Yeah, I guess so. It says Pacific too, but it doesn't say the time for specific. That'd be a 7. No, it'd be a 6.
Probably airs at both times.
Would it?
I know. Yeah, they do repeat.
Oh, they do like a time delay or whatever they're doing. I don't know, but yeah, check it out. I'm very curious how they're going to treat this issue because it's a hot topic. You know, people can easily go too far in one direction on that topic if they are not careful. I'll be interested to see how even-handed it is or isn't. But I'll check it out. Maybe we'll talk about it next week when we have another show. How about that?
I'll watch it. I'm
down with it.
All right. Brian, real quick, this penis commercial for the Vita. What's going on here? Hold on, I'm going to play it.
Well, unfortunately,
PlayStation Vita.
15年ぶりの完全新作お兄さんたちもハマった RPG
Am I looking for a wiener or something? What's going on?
No. This is a throwback to remember those commercials that you would see during the 90s that were irreverent in America. This is kind of like a throwback to a racier time, but it's in Japan. Basically, they're comparing. You have a group of school-aged boys in a shower room, and they're filming them all from the chest up.
Yeah,
and they're looking down at one kid's area,
like they're looking at his noodle. Yeah,
like looking at his noodle, and they're all freaking out. Oh my God, it's so big, or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're saying in Japan.
But it's a Vita the whole time.
But it's the Vita the whole time.
Yeah,
that's
funny.
That's stupid.
It's actually pretty funny. You should watch the video. If it's hard to get the audio impression from that, considering that
it's all in Japanese.
It's all Japanese, but
yeah, I
like it.
All right, Nicole, let's play a little bit of the old giveaway games while we get into the next segments of the show. What do you have prepared today? Is this for chat room people or what?
Yes, chat room people, and if you're listening and you can safely send me a tweet at Nicole Spag.
Can safely send me a tweet.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
If you haven't
already... Are people
already...
driving or something when they're tweeting? Or is that the thing?
People are driving while they're listening on Alpha Geek Radio.
Yeah.
Good point.
So I have 3 beta codes for Destiny on the PlayStation 4. If you're in the chat room and you haven't gotten a beta code yet, send me a direct message, Nicole Spag, and I will hook you up with the code. First 3 people requesting those will get it. I also have a copy of BioShock 2 to give away.
Okay.
That is from Josh over at Teen Duct Tape Gaming. So he sent me a couple BioShock games. So I have BioShock 2.
Okay.
Again, the way that we're doing this is you send me a private message. Don't just randomly in the chat room say, I want it. And I also have a number of other games, including, but not limited to,
Yeah.
Zenbound 2.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. The Cave. That's from me.
Ooh, that's a great game.
That's a great game. The Cave.
I like the cave.
Gish.
Which format is that on?
These are all Steam. These are all Steam
Okay,
codes.
yeah.
Everything's Steam except for the Destiny beta keys. We also have, what else do I have here? I have a pack of games. Crayon Physics Deluxe, Cogs, VVVVVV, Hammer Fight,
Love VVVV.
and Yet It Moves. There's actually a few more in there, but you get the idea. You're going to get a whole bunch of games in that pack. I also have another one from another Crayon Physics Deluxe, DEF CON Darwinia.
DEF CON Darwinia.
No, they're two separate games. One's
Oh.
called DEF CON, the other one's called Darwinia.
Got it.
And Uplink. So that's another prize pack. So just tell me the games that you want. And then Dungeons of Dreadmore. Let's do those. So we gotta-
Dungeons of Dreadmore is one of my favorite. What do you call them? Of the roguelikes of previous years. It's fantastic. Yeah.
And those last three, the two bundles and the Dungeons of Dreadmore, these are Desura keys, not
nice.
Steam keys.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Desra. Yeah.
Desura keys.
Desura. I'm sorry. I call it Desra.
Is it
It's
I don't know.
Diarrhea.
Desura.
Desura? It looks like it would be Desura.
It might be. Could be
It
diarrhea.
looks fancy.
Could be
All right, so-
diarrhea. There you go. Do what you got to do there, folks. You want to win? You want to win. Nicole will help you win. Yay.
Yay!
All right. Well, while that's going on, let's take a look here at what? Let's do old school. Why not? Why the hell not? I can't find the thing to run it, though. Here we go. Old school.
We're kicking it old school.
It's time for Old School, where we take an old video game and we talk about it. Maybe it's one we liked, maybe it's one we didn't. In this particular case, I want to say it's something we probably don't remember very well. Looney Tunes B-Ball, 1995 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Not just some regular Nintendo machine.
Super B-ballin'.
You got your Looney Tunes B-Ball basketball video game related to the SNES, or released for the SNES. It was developed by the now defunct Sculptured Software. They were a Utah connection company. They're gone. Not here anymore. This game is hard as hell, and just like all the stupid basketball games of yore,
Some of that may have been ad-libbed by Brian.
maybe, but there's definitely that rubber banding effect that you're referring to here, where they kind of cheat and catch up too easy toward the end.
Well, that's what you expect from this era basketball games. You have that
NBA Jam did it. Yep.
Right, NBA Jam. You get too far. One team gets too far ahead, and therefore the other team suddenly starts making these miracle 3-point.
Only when you're
shots
playing the
for
computer, though. It's important to note. If you're playing another player,
Right.
that's not so much a problem. Although, even in
Not
NBA
so
Jam, you would have there's kind of a catch-up thing. So if you've got a team who's behind by 15 points and they're being played by humans, a lot of times their crazy three-pointers are going to hit when they wouldn't
Right.
normally.
But the thing is, there's none of that in this game.
Oh,
You
great.
don't get it.
Okay,
You don't
great.
get it. So if you suck like me and you think, well, I'll just throw it for a little while and get behind and then come back in a blaze of glory, didn't happen.
Well,
Did not happen.
Game features 2-on-2 gameplay. Up to 4 human players can play simultaneously with the SNES multi-tap. Remember that thing?
I do remember that thing. That thing was crazy, and and other consoles had it too. But
Lilu multi-tap, right?
right? Because I think the SNES only had 2 controllers you could have, and you could have the multi-tap, which could go to 4, right, or
Yeah.
more.
I don't know. It's 4 more?
I don't know. 4, I believe.
All right. Well,
4 is the answer.
it's good times. Let's play a clip of Brian playing it badly. Poorly. Here you go. It should be the name of your YouTube channel, by the way. Brian playing it poorly. Yeah, you should make a whole series of them.
I can do that.
All right, here we go. Under license by Warner Brothers. Okay, all right. Skip ahead. Some dialogue between Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny here. Okay, there's the main menu. All right, Brian's going to skip ahead here. Okay, here we go.
Yep. Yeah.
There's the ball. All right, Daffy runs. I have to admit, I kind of like the graphics.
The graphics are actually incredible. All these licensed games during this time period that Super NES was coming out with,
Yeah.
even if they sucked, they were still fun to look at.
Yeah, this looks all right.
Remember the Ren and Stimpy games and those games? Remember all that crap?
You know what it is? It's the color palette of these games. It's just so much better than they used to be. And they're nice and bright, and it looked a lot better than Genesis games. And I was a big Genesis fan, so I can't speak too much ill of that. But
no, right. And this game is really difficult, and that makes it even more fun. And you can set, not only can you set the difficulty settings, which, by the way, I had to crank it back down to 1 because I was at 5 and I was getting hammered.
Right.
So I backed down to 1. But you also can increase what's called the wackiness. And what the wackiness is, it allows the other players to perform more of their special moves, such as Sylvester throws a pie and you can hit somebody in the face. Tasmanian Devil starts spinning around. It can knock the ball out of your hand. It's actually a pretty complicated game for an SES.
well,
SNES?
SES? Yeah, I know the one.
SNES, NES.
All right, well, there it is. In stores now. Go check it out. That's Looney Tunes B-Ball.
Has nothing to do with Space Jam. It must have been... When did Space Jam come out? Was it
91? 92? It was pretty early.
It was very close to this. It was a kind of surprise that they didn't stick in that, stick within that
What was that called? NBA?
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Have you been to that website?
Yeah, it's still there, dude.
It's so old.
I'm running it now. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that's still there. What were they doing?
Never leave. Hey man.
96. This came out a year after this game. 96.
Yeah.
Movie.
So this must have been. That's the reason why I wasn't touched by the Space Jam, and it makes it a very unique game. I would love to have this.
Michael Jordan, Muggsy Bogues, Bill Murray, Wayne Knight, Sean Bradley, another Utah connection.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was 9 feet tall and didn't really do anything. Anyway,
why haven't we done Space Jam on Film Sack yet? That definitely
movie should probably. Yeah, we should probably sack that. I think that's fair to say. It is also fair for me to say at this point of the show that we are done. Woo-hoo, that is an episode. We're done. Everybody go back about your lives. We're done for this week. Next week, we'll have a brand new episode, and we'll talk more about stuff we love, like video games. Yep. And I'll bet you money at the top, Brian says, I'm here to talk about video games.
I'm here to talk about video games.
Hit me up on Twitter if you want a game.
Yeah.
Or a Destiny beta key, because I
Nicole's
got
gonna
2
give
left.
you stuff, man. She's got stuff.
Hit me up on Twitter if you want me to say something smart. I'll give you some smack talk for free.
Will you? For free? It's a hell of a deal. Don't forget to check us out online, finalscoreshow.com, on email. You can find us, podcast at finalscoreshow.com. Make sure to follow us each for all the weird stuff we have going on, like Nicole at Nicole Spag, Brian at The Brian Dunaway, me at Scott Johnson, and the show at TFS Show. We're on Facebook. Just search for us. You can also find our Steam community at /group/finalscoreshow. It's going to do it for us, for me, for Nicole, and for Brian. We'll see you next time.
I like playing video games.
Yeah. I liked your XSplit video today.
Oh, thank you. I had fun with that.
I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I meant to tell you, Scott.
Yeah.
Do you remember Ian from Nerdtacular?
Okay.
The guy, the military guy.
Oh, Ian that I had come up and shake his hand. Yeah. Yeah.
He was the one that won the. Remember when I gave away the PSP?
Oh, he won
He
that?
was the win. Yes.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, we love that guy.
I keep meaning to tell you that.
No, I had no idea that was him.
Yeah.
Well, look at us helping out that guy one more time.
It's awesome.
He is rad. He's a super cool guy. And his photo of me and his kid is one of the fun. Here, I got to show you guys this. It's one of the funniest Nerdtacular photos just because. Let's see, where is it?
I have really enjoyed Velvet Tips.
That
photos.
guy's a freaking genius. He's sending me a bunch of new stuff tonight, I hope.
Isn't it Velvet Lip?
Velvet Lip.
Velvet Lip, I'm sorry to say
Brian
Velvet
says
Tip.
Velvet
You love
Tip.
him so much.
Ah.
I don't know his Twitter name.
So there. Oh, whoops. There's no HTTP. Hold on. There now. Now take that. Click it. Chat room. You guys can see it too. It's great because Kim, Carter are both photobombing, and then behind them is Ibbot, who is kind of photobombing in a weird reverse kind of way. The king of all photobombers.
He is. He's great at that.
Anyway, yeah, Ian's a cool guy. I'm glad that worked out that way. He flew a flag, man. That's a hard thing to match, you know? Like, how cool is that? Anyway, fantastic show, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Let's all do this again real soon.
That's good stuff.
And stay out of trouble. Don't let the beer bugs bite. Bye now. All right. Don't even know what I'm saying anymore.